love to sit down and eat, but I'm gonna be late. It's kind of a crazy setup, actually. The 1-inch sensor. Take a look at this. So this thing is only this big, but then the battery, it's about that big. And if you use the stand that it comes with, then it's only about that big. But because I have this becomes a big giant fucking staff. Like a wizard staff. Because this can fucking extend, right? And it's a tripod. So the battery's about to die too. Anyways, off to the gym. That's pretty cool. I could stick this fucking stick in here. I could stick this fucking stick. Been wanting to make some videos in some kind of cinematic way. I don't want perfection to stop me. Although I'm not even a perfectionist, that's the craziest thing. I think when it comes to content creation, I want some kind of direction and I want it to be perfect. But hey, when I really look at all the influencers that I follow, like even like Alex Hormozy and Chris Williamson, if you watch their videos, they were just shooting on a webcam and a phone. Yeah, I guess I wanted to do this video because I wanted to just show you guys what kind of systems and routines that I have put in place in order to breed success. But before I even get into that, let's define success, because I hear a lot of people say things like, oh, the definition of success is different for everybody, or everybody defines success differently. And they're right in the sense that, yes, success is quote unquote subjective, but the definition in itself is simply just the achievement of an aim or purpose. So realistically, if my goal, I thought I turned snooze off, so if my goal is to just get up and go to the gym 3 times a week, and I do that regardless of whatever the outcome is, then I'm successful at it. Success doesn't necessarily mean wealth, and like, I guess there's this perspective of success being Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark. You get what I mean? Rich, famous, maybe extremely fit. No, success is just the achievement of an aim or purpose, and an aim and purpose is when it gets subjective. Everybody's aim and purpose is different. So if you're able to achieve that aim and purpose, that's what makes you successful. If you notice, I had these little paper to-do lists on my wall. And as simple as that may seem, something like a to-do list, when introduced in a workplace, like a hospital or, you know, an airport or train station, when these establishments were first created and when they implemented these systems or these to-do lists, that it reduced casualties by 40%. Don't quote me on that, but just think about it. When you are on a plane, you know, you hear the PA system, or when you're at the train station, they say things like all aboard, doors closing. They're checking back and forth, and they're going through this checklist in order to, like I said, reduce casualties. And essentially, that list that you're gonna have, those morning routines, or your noon routine, your nighttime routine, allows you to stay in check so that you're not relying on your memory. You know, if I asked you to do 1 + 1 in your head, you'd probably be able to do it. But if I asked you to solve a long multiplication, formula, or division formula, if I asked you to do that, you probably wouldn't be able to do it. Why? Because it's too complex. So why are you expecting to solve your life problems or, you know, memorize these long lists of duties and relying on your memory, or relying on you know, your head? You got to get this down on paper. These are big problems. These are big formulas. Anyways, we're at the gym right now. We're at Good Life, and I'm with my boy Tommy right here, and we're gonna get this workout in. Basically, our routine at the gym, me and Tommy work out about 3 days a week, and it's on every day that we don't box. So that falls on a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Today is Thursday, and every single time we go to the gym, it's the same shit. We prioritize consistency over intensity, just to be in and out, an hour in and out. And it's just so that we're in and out and you're not biting off more than you can chew, and so that you stay in the flow state. That flow state is the sweet spot between not too easy and not too challenging. To put it plain and simple, we basically stick to a push-pull legs routine, either flat bench and incline, and then a T-bar row or a lat pull down, and then any kind of leg press. In all honesty, we avoid heavy movements like deadlifts and squats just because it's a lot of pressure on your hinge, it's a lot of pressure on your lower back, and we're not Olympic lifters. The whole goal is to just stay strong and stay to look aesthetically nice, save time, to be in and out of the gym within an hour and keep up that routine. And we've been at it now for like 4 months. We were even running before, but the weather's getting cold, so that's the gym routine right there. Three sets of 4 to 6 reps to lift heavy, just to get stronger. Or if you don't want to lift as heavy, anything from 8 to 12. We just keep it simple. Because me and Tommy box, we try not to prioritize the weights so that we can come to class more recovered. Keep in mind, this is not a lot of volume. If you're new to this, you could see a lot of gains within the first 3 months, 90 days. You could see a massive body transformation. But you know, after 5 months to a year, like, you might plateau. You're gonna have to significantly increase your calories if you're trying to gain weight or put on some muscle mass, and you're gonna have to up the volume to like 4 or 5 sets, 4 or 5 working sets, and work out more than 3 times a week. For us, this is what just keeps us looking good and keeping us strong and sharp, so that when we go to boxing, we can be explosive and have some power in our punches and look a little good. You can't do 4, it's too heavy. If you can do more than 6, it's too light. But you want to be working with weight where at your last rep, you only have about like 2 in reserve, or maybe no in reserve, so that it's like true failure. I'm not a bodybuilder. My goal isn't to like look amazing. If anything, I'm a boxer and I do that casually, but we're trying to get to that money, and that's what this is all about. So it's not the main goal, it's not the main priority. I don't want to be spending 2-3 hours in the gym every day. Know what you want and know why you do it. But yeah, 12 plates, as I was saying, because I didn't hit record. Tommy over here, Tommy Tapers, if you don't know, has had the craziest body transformation of 2024. If I showed you pictures, you'd be in disbelief.
It's all thanks to boxing, staying consistent in the gym.
Hell yeah.
Working out with Sean.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountability partner.
And yeah, and he only trains lifting at least 3 times a week. It just goes to show that volume and consistency over time is what breeds success. That's it. I think it's like an hour, right?
Yeah. I love how smooth it is.
life is literally walking distance from our work. I don't know if you can see that, but work is right there. You might consider Good Life to be too expensive on a monthly basis. It is like 80 bucks. I don't even use the amenities in Good Life like that. Like I said, I'm in and out, but what I do like about Good Life is the convenience, and that's something you can't put money on. Whatever gets you to do what it is that you need to do is worth the investment, because you got to be investing in yourself. That's the only way you can grow. Free costs more than you think. Don't cheap out on yourself. Like I was saying, man, convenience is, you can't put a price on it. Whatever gets you to do what it is that you need to do. And that's a lesson that I learned in Atomic Habits. There are 4 laws to a habit. Is there a trigger? Is there a response? Is there a routine? And is there a reward? A trigger is typically caused by visibility. So is it visible? And then your response is it easy? And then the routine is like, is it enjoyable? And then is it rewarding? Remains the same. Like, do you feel good after it? Is there some kind of pleasure that you get from it? For instance, the gym is right there, work is right there. So even if I was at work, if I wanted to go after, if I wanted to go before, it's visible, it's in my sight. And then I have weights at my house, and you would say that that's visible and easy, but it's not enjoyable. So I have an accountability partner, which is another aspect to Atomic Habits that we could get into. Surrounding yourself or putting yourself in a community that holds you accountable is another way to stick to your plan. It's another way to become successful. So Tommy is my gym partner. He's the guy that messages me at night, and if he doesn't message me, I'll message him. I'll say 8:30 a.m. question mark, see you there. Gym tomorrow, bet. I can't let him down, but I could let myself down. So that's one way to do it. But again, that makes it enjoyable. Having an accountability partner, having a gym partner or a community makes the habit that you want to instill enjoyable. If you have an excuse that's stopping you from doing what you got to do, then get that out of the way and maybe you will do it. So those 4 laws to a habit you could actually reverse too. So one of the bad habits that I had was playing video games. I hated that I was like coming home, and when I would come home, the first thing that would be visible to me was like my controllers would be out on my desk, which is right by my bed, which is where I sleep. If I sit down and eat as soon as I get home, my whole routine gets fucked up because I'm rewarding myself for bad behavior. So what did I do? Let's start with the video games. I packed it up. I packed up my console, put my controllers away, and now like it's not visible and it's not easy to get access to. Therefore, it's not enjoyable. I'm not going to enjoy going into my closet, pulling it out of a bin and setting it up just to play the game. And the reward is me sticking to the better habits and finding success in those areas. And after you stick to a habit for about like 30 to 60 days, it becomes like ingrained. The objective with these systems and these routines is so that we can optimize our environment, so that we can, to make the conscious subconscious, to make your muscle memory do the things that are required to make you successful. You don't want to fall into the trap of subconsciously doing bad habits that get you nowhere. You want to strategically create a life where you are subconsciously working towards your goals. Clip that shit. I'm very forgetful. I think I have undiagnosed ADHD. I've gone to a psychiatrist for it, but he kind of wrote me off. He's like, you just need discipline, da 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 da. And when I read the book Faster Than Normal, basically, it's an author who has ADHD, and he just talks about how you can implement systems and routines in order to breed success for people who have such a gift. So don't think of your ADHD as a problem, and think of it as a gift, because we do have the gift to work faster. Our brains just are thinking of so much different shit. My bangs are looking hella like Spider-Man 2 right now, man. Looking very emo. Let's check the gains. Is it doing the zebra shit? Right there. Volume and consistency, baby. That's it. I don't do much. You know, I'm not like super massive, but aesthetically, this is all I need. This is the gym in the corner that isn't that appealing to do. So I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna check the weather again, it's gotten better. I just came back from outside, so it's really not necessary. I'd be lying to you if I told you I stuck to this all the time. There are times where I just come home and most of the time I'll just kind of like go off the top of my head and try to remember what it is that I do because I've instilled these habits for such a long time. But most of the time when I do that, there is something on the list that I forget. And to be fair, in a time crunch, some of the things on that list aren't as important. Like, for instance, like checking my emails I could do at nighttime as opposed to like in the morning or whatever. And I've made it that way. The point of these lists is to optimize them over time when you realize what's useful and what's useless throughout your week or throughout the month once you've tried this stuff enough. But I will say that whenever I do stick to these lists, whenever I do stick to these routines, that's when my place is in order and I feel the most fulfilled because I know I'm on the right path, because I know shit's getting done. And I'm pretty sure this is connected too. Yep, see that green bar? That's me talking right now with this.
Well, that's sick, man.
It's pretty cool.
That's not good.
That's not too far.
Bro, I hit a heron.
You hit a heron?
A heron, bro.
That's fucked. That went through your windshield?
No, luckily it didn't. But like, yeah, I hit a heron. And then,
That's
like,
a huge fucking bird.
Yeah, bro. It was massive.
Yeah, that's like that's murder, man.
'Cause it was do your thing, bro. I trust you. Just make me look pretty, you know?
Sick.
It's almost 10, if not longer. That's wild, bro.
Right?
The longest relationship I've had.
For real. For real. Honestly, I see my clients more than I see my family. Like maybe not my, more than my direct family, more than my siblings and my mom and my dad. We're gonna get rid of the mullet. Because if we don't, then it's the same cut.
Yeah.
Got a little voiceover action. Here we go. Starting off with clipper over comb, which I do a lot for clients that have long hair and are just getting rid of the bulk. It actually makes it easier for my clippers. As you notice, I got my 1.5 guard. I typically use this a lot to build my weight over a 3 or a 2 guard because I feel like I have control and I can flick out to create as much weight as I want. Here we go, bringing it back to a no guard lever open and immediately closing that lever right underneath it to save some time. And now I have my liner, which is a 5-0, so it's a little shorter than the machine close because I don't zero gap my tools. I'm cleaning up the bottom. And then right away you'll notice that I put the half guard on, closed, and I begin flicking into that 1.5 guard. I'm already fading from top down. I'm opening it up a little bit, probably about halfway or fully open. And I really use the tilt. I'm creating a ramp and I'm using corners back to the machine open, probably closing here and there. And when I get to these details of the machine open and closed, I work in increments of clicks. Basically each click on the lever, I'm working my way down, sometimes going halfway, all the way open, fully closed, and then I'm back with the liner and detailing using the corner. And I'm really tilting the lever on this. Sorry, I'm tilting the blade because we don't want to use the full surface area of the blade because we'll do too much damage. We'll erase too much hair. We really want to focus on areas of density and remove individual hair strands. As you notice, I use a foil shaver on the bottom and then back to clipper over a comb to make that shape flush. Little liner action on the edge up, blade up, and I'm cleaning the hair off his shoulders too. I don't like when my client's full of hair, or I don't like when water's dripping down their face. I try to make the cut as comfortable as possible. I put a little bit of matte clay in wet hair, saturating from the root, and now I'm just blow drying it. He wanted kind of like a curly, messy pushback, and the picture that he showed me was a disconnected cut. Here's another one. I wanted to show you guys how fast I can fade here. I think I did this cut in like 20 minutes. This is, I had already set my guidelines, similar to the last cut. This is my half guard close, and I'm working it from close all the way to open. And I'm fading into that 1.5 guard. Again, now I'm fading out that machine open with the machine closed. Opening the lever halfway, fully open, really using the corners. You see how I'm tilting? And I go as high up into the 1.5, because as long as you're tilting and you're not taking off too much surface area, then you can really get into those details. Notice this is the liner now. This is what I call the 5-0. And I don't call this the 5-0. This is actually on the detachable guards with any power tool. You'll notice that there's a 3-0 and a 5-0. And it's like 0.2 millimeters of a difference. Again, these are just details. I'm just cross-checking my work, stepping back. If you really step back or use the mirror, whichever you prefer, it allows you to see the fade as a whole. Now, I didn't complete the entire cut for this video. I just did one side to kind of show you guys, you know, how fast the overall work can be done. Keep in mind, these are not the finished details. These are not the advanced details. So I got a 1 guard on here, and it's probably all the way open, and again, I'm using that corner because I want that line of contrast to be consistent with my guidelines. So notice how the fade kind of curves at the top, and I want to keep that curve. And this is the end result. This took anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, so don't expect an IG banger, but there you have it. Today was a long day. We're gonna go get some smash burgers. I'll show you what those look like. No sponsor, but it is what it is.
What's up, everybody?
BM.
I drank probably like 20 of these in the past week. What in the big ass packets of ketchup?
Right? They should have that everywhere. Why do I feel itchy? Yep.
So why the fuck is half my burger off?
Avoid heavy movements like deadlifts and squats just because it's yeah. If you guys like that video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you think that there's tons of value in this video. If you even made it this far, shout out to you.